everyone. I actually wanted to continue the discussion around menstruation. The parsley tea video has been gaining a lot of traction, and while that's interesting and nice, it's sad. It's sad because that means that women who obviously are not just not PCOS sufferers, but non-PCOS sufferers, are not living to their potential as women, I think, when it comes to what the world is offering us. So obviously the environment, the food, the stresses are a disservice to our femininity in general, and that's a problem. So I actually wanted to share what I went through. I didn't share this earlier because I'll tell you why. I'll explain the information, how come it's coming so incrementally and so sporadically in terms of sharing my information and knowledge. And I'm going to say this as a disclaimer, is that the information that I share, I like to be very particular and sensitive around that, because obviously anyone who's taking my advice or using it as an example, I want to make sure I've done the thorough effort in doing the research, if I haven't tried it yet, to see what's out there before I share it, and also providing advice. I try to be a little bit cautious. So if you've noticed, my videos, either have examples that I've seen from the internet before I've shared it, but the experience I'm speaking about right now is personal. So parsley tea was a personal. Yes, stuff on the internet, but not that much. And the one I'm going to share now is personal. So okay, I started regulating my period about 2 years ago, and it's a variety of factors that are involved, but I'm going to be sharing things incrementally. So I'll tell you my story in terms of what, first of all, started inducing it naturally. I used to travel a lot, and every time I went to the Middle East, let's say in Jordan, or to Africa, let's say Uganda, or let's say Southeast Asia, like Pakistan, I would get my period. And it would be right away. Like within a few weeks I'm there, I would get my period. And if I'm there for a few months, every month it would be regular. It would just arrive timely, which was unusual to me, because whenever I returned to Canada, I would be back on the same schedule of no period, and or a period after every few months, or I would have to induce it with parsley tea. I couldn't figure it out. So my first bout of that, I thought, okay, that's weird. Second trip, third trip, I started making the connection that possibly it's vitamin D. So after different research and so forth to back it up, I did do a video, not sharing the fact that I personally felt that vitamin D, because of my experiences overseas and every time I would get the period, was a direct correlation. But I didn't share that part. Okay, so now I'm sharing, and then I think it's a direct correlation. So I began taking vitamin D, first in smaller dosages, and then I realized, and I was told through research and other, told through individuals, that you should take at least minimum 5,000 IUs and or up a day. So I started doing that, at first religiously, and then, I'm off and on. I mean, supplementation is always annoying. Sometimes, like, you forget. But anyways, started doing that. But it didn't induce a period when I came back. So in my next trip after that, I come back and I started making the connection of heat. Maybe it's the combination of vitamin D and heat. So I'm not talking about heat like lying in the sun kind of heat. I'm talking about sauna heat. So when I'm traveling, I tend to not put the air conditioner on in those locations. And I just want to also add, if you're watching this video and you live in a hot country and you're thinking, I have PCOS, what are you talking about? I have a question for you. Do you have your air conditioner on every day and everywhere? And most likely you do, because I don't know where you may be that you don't, but in most cases, the attitude is put the air conditioner on immediately because it's so hot. My advice would be to refrain from that as much as you can, if possible, and just put the fan on and or just allow your body to be in the heat. Now, there's a difference between working out and sweating and this type of sweat, and I'll explain why. Reflexology, and this is something that was told to me in the Middle East actually, where they said that allow your feet to be hot so it connects to the ovaries. You need to have some sort of heat to relax the system. And reflexology, if you studied it or if you kind of read on it, you know that points in your feet, actually, if you start massaging your feet, they connect to organs and points in your system. So you can even take your, take your feet and start massaging it, or have someone massage it, and you will actually, soothe those areas as well. I'm going a little bit off topic, but I'm just saying that that's your feet are pretty powerful. So so after thinking that, I actually came back and started going to the sauna twice a week. And lo and behold, my periods started coming. So that connectivity was essential for me to start. Now, I'm not saying that other factors were not playing a role here. I'm not saying that I wasn't taking other vitamins, I wasn't doing other things. No, I was. But the base of this whole, kind of regularity of my period really, for me, I believe, rests in the vitamin D and the heat, because that kind of soothed the system. Now, I was speaking about working out heat, and that's a different type of heat. You are sweating and you're kind of letting the toxins go, but it's a different heat when you're standing inside a sauna, where you're actually standing and allowing your body to encompass the heat. It's like, it's kind of snuggling with you and insulating you. So that type of heat is much different. So I would highly recommend, if you're not regular, to do the other things that you're doing, for sure. Yeah, exercise, all those things. Go and increase your vitamin D and try the sauna. Now, if you're already doing hot yoga and all those things, and if you're not getting it, then other videos will explain what can also assist in jump-starting your period naturally. And there's a lot of factors that I've experienced and gone through, and I will share those. But for those of you who are not really familiar with that, or have never really given it a shot to be around heat, try it twice a week. Go take your shoes off, stand there in the heat, and try for at least minimum 20 minutes, twice a week, and with the vitamin D, and let me know how it goes. And if you're in a hot country, turn off your AC, stand there in the heat for a good 20 minutes, twice a week or more, but I'm saying twice a week minimum, and let me know how it goes. So these are my 2 cents for today, and I will be adding other videos in terms of diet and other pieces, but I'm just sharing as I did along my journey the pieces that I put together, and that's the order I'm going to go in. So it may not make sense right away, hopefully, but I'm just sharing it authentically in terms of how I did it and what I was doing. Any questions or comments, let me know, and I'm sorry this video is long. I like to keep it short, but I'm sorry. So okay, well, as usual, let me know what your thoughts are, and any other questions, feel free to ask. Okay, hope you're all well, and peace and love to you guys.